That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
We are live.
Excellent.
How are things, guys? How are you
Do you
doing?
know what I need to get? Yes.
Talking to the mic
I do need to
first.
talk into the mic.
That'd be
Do you know what
kinda
I need to
nice.
get? I need to get a stand that I can do the Instagram lives when we're about to go on, and that I don't need to be holding it in my hand.
Yeah, that's true.
I do.
We can do that.
I'm just putting this on so that I can check out the comments. Can everyone let us know how the sound is? Because that was one of the things that a couple of people mentioned on the last Dead
I've been
Hedgehogs live.
working on the
You've been
sound
working on the
a
sound.
lot.
Okay,
I've been doing a lot of work today.
good man, good
and,
man. Do you know what I was doing?
Fuck all.
What? I was healing my mind.
Oh, that's good. I'd
Yeah.
say you did now after that.
I did, and you know how bad I suffer from the doom after drink.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
it's
sure
it's
do.
terrible.
It's
terrible,
horrendous.
guys.
But like sometimes
I'm
that's-
knocked out for like 3 days. In my mind, I'm knocked out for 3 days. I don't get going again until maybe Wednesday evening after a weekend.
Can I just say they reckon the sound is good.
Excellent.
Isn't that nice?
That is very,
nice to
very
hear?
nice. Is that all the comments in already?
That's all the comments.
A lot
They
of
are
people
flying
already
in.
on.
We're going.
Thank you
good,
very much.
man.
That is excellent. Good stuff.
We've had a busy week.
We did have a busy week.
Really had.
Well, it's only Monday.
Well, last
Last
I
week
meant,
and the weekend, yeah.
Let's put it this way: the videos and the lives, and thanks to everyone for that subscribed. We've got a bunch of new subscribers.
We have indeed, and that's what makes the chat great. The more people that interact, and the more we can feed back and forth. It's just like, I suppose, when you're doing a live show.
But do you know what I was looking at the analytics?
Yeah,
87% of the people that watched the live
yeah.
didn't subscribe.
No way.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
How can you tell that?
Well, YouTube tells me that. So if you don't, and I said it the last time, guaranteed bad pints if you for the whole of Christmas if you don't subscribe.
You see, I think people think that to subscribe you have to give a load of information,
No,
or it's
click a button.
It's a click a button. It's
You've already given your information
you're not.
away.
It doesn't.
guys.
It's free.
You don't have any information they don't have.
Yeah.
So just subscribe anyway.
Like on a couple of podcasts ago, I gave away my password to the
Yeah.
to the phone, my banking. I just go change my password. But anyway, that is the crack. Another big shout out to Morris as well for coming up. I keep saying it because he was a great sport. He stuck with us all day.
He was good crack, wasn't he?
He went out to Callow Lake to let me have my run in the morning. He was sound.
Oh,
as
he's a
pound.
gent. He's a
An
gent.
absolute gent and
I-
very insightful.
Can I just say, a lot of people messaged me asking if we patched things up. We actually never fell out. We
That's-
just had differences.
I don't know. Yeah, well, of course.
Like we can.
And yes, the little the fight video that we put up that
That's
was played up, and there was no headbutts and slap.
Oh. OBS Studio disconnected, reconnecting. What has happened here? Is
Are we
the
still
stream
okay?
Still going? Tell us if. Oh, cheers, James. Oh, reconnection. I don't know if we had a dropped frame there, but
Well, we're back.
We're back.
Thank you
We'll
very
find
much,
out.
James. Jade is in the house.
Jade is always in the house. Fair play to Jade.
Thank you very much,
She's an
Jade, for
absolute
tuning
legend.
in. Yeah, Jason Morris, 100%. And we will definitely be chatting again in a few months' time. We'll let the juices build up again, and we'll get.
Yeah.
Do you know, in the summertime, I'd love to go down and do a live podcast from his farm. He said it's not a nice spot in the wintertime, as no farm is,
Yeah.
but it
True.
looks beautiful in the summertime.
Oh,
So
it looks lovely. But that is most farms. You just like I really love being out in the countryside anyway. taking in some, seeing nature and its natural beauty. That's always a good sway. So what's the agenda tonight? Leo Nolan said. Well, first of all, we want to go on a rundown of the weekend that you had. It was much more exciting than what I did. And obviously, I want to talk about how Christmas has become
we'll chat about that. So
you love shopping.
I love shopping, and not just for creamy pints, but we'll talk about that, and we'll talk a little bit about the weekend. We won't keep it too long about the weekend, because what happens is we start on one conversation, and next thing it's an hour's down the line.
Yeah,
and we haven't gone through it all, so we'll keep it fairly quick. So
take us through your weekend, mate.
So Friday night I went up to Dublin, okay? I was up for a smashing band called The Rattling Kind. They were sort of releasing a podcast single in the Button Factory. So I went into the Button Factory and got up to Dublin, chilled out a bit. I was in good time. Of course, I thought I had loads of time. The traffic in Dublin on a Friday evening.
Well, it's Christmas.
Well, it's Christmas as well, but it was absolutely mental, and I didn't. But I still got in plenty of time.
Yeah.
So
it's way worse this time of year. Like,
well, yeah, it seems to be.
worse.
It was terrible bad. It was terrible. Do you know what? I'm going to tell this story, and I don't know whether I should tell this story or not. Not this time.
They're always the best ones.
Not this time, but I was stuck in traffic in Dublin once, and I was bursting for the pee that bad. I had to get a coffee, like a travel mug that I had, and I on the keys, and I had to pee into it.
And did you go over the top?
Oh, I had to stop it about 7/8 of the way up. Right, hold it in. I had to stop it, open the door, let it out, and then finish off.
In traffic.
In traffic, yeah.
But
no, it was standstill.
There wasn't a bus going past. I went.
Well, I done it strategically.
Right.
Okay, I done it strategically so that like I made sure no one was able to see.
Has that ever happened to anyone else? I've been caught short a couple of times, but I've been outside and maybe not dock leaf or whatever might have to come into play.
No, I mean a wee.
But yeah.
Yeah. I didn't shit into the coffee cup.
That would be a sight in the middle of traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Like, so you were doing live stand up in.
I was doing live stand up. I was opening up for a band, okay, and I've been told before the likes of Fred Cook, he's been at stand up a lot longer than I have, and he's often given me a couple of bits of advice. One of them,
yeah, handy pointers.
Yeah, one of them is that you should never, if you're doing like a charity gig or something like that, if it's a variety act, never ever go on after a hypnotist.
Oh yeah.
Because a hypnotist actually drains the energy from the room. There's so much involved with a hypnotist.
You're almost exhausted by the end.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're involved in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like most people are like, oh shit, I don't want to get up on stage.
Yeah. So I remember he told me that, and he also said that it's awful hard to be an open act for music.
Yeah.
And I was in between a singer and then the band. Okay, and the people were already pumped up, and it was all standing. Okay, so people had already drinking board. They were chatting away. They were talking away. I could have been there for 3 hours, and there was no way I was going to get them to shut up. So I done it as quick as I could. I never told jokes as quickly in all my life.
Really?
Tried to get them, but there was no point. And when it's not your gig, you can't go around and go, listen, shut up or whatever. Not that you just do that anyway.
Yeah.
If you have to do that at your own gig, well, then you've lost.
Yeah, you've already screwed yourself.
Exactly.
But
no, it was a tough gig, and I no point in me coming on here and say I blew it out of the water. It was probably the hardest few minutes I ever done on stage. But
it'll stand
what
to you.
Can you do? It'll stand to you. Yeah, it was a bit of work. I got a few new jokes in, a bit of work on. Probably told them a little bit faster than I wanted to. But there you go. But a big shout out to the Rattling Kind for having me on, and Eddie Sherlock as well, absolute legend. And hopefully we can return the favor. You see, music on after a comedy gig, but when it's the comedy gig that you went to see, it works. It's grand. It's a nice way to close out the night. But comedy before a music that you were meant to be at, well, then that's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, well, like between bands, people generally just go get a drink, have a chat.
Yeah. And like I said, they were already there maybe 2 hours, so
yeah,
They were Welsh teams at that side. And when you're pumped up from music, it's hard to come back down to.
Or was
comedy.
it
It's
a
a
he-
different. It's a different vibe.
Was it a heavy night after that?
No,
Oh.
it wasn't. I took it very easy on the Friday night because I did know that I had the Cage Legacy. I knew I had the Cage Legacy then on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
So I've been brought up by Brave Management, who are
Okay.
they're like a new sports management, and they'd like to get me involved in the Cage Legacy. I was at the pro fighting league in the 3 Arena. This was
Okay.
in Tala now. This was a lot more intimate. Still a great setup, but much more less formal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Say that where they had it, it's the Tala. Is it a recreation like community center?
Yeah.
They had a bar upstairs, and it was just like walking into any bar. It was a beautiful
Really?
spot, and the pints are still under $5.
Oh, deadly.
Yeah, 480 for the pints, and it's hard to get up in Dublin. And the crack was great. Met John Kavanagh.
Okay.
So for anyone that doesn't know
Good
John
crack.
Kavanagh, mighty crack, such an absolute gentleman. He is a coach. He's coached the likes of Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And a lot of lads like that. He had a couple of fighters. He works out of SPG.
SPG. He owns
Yeah.
SPG.
Yes, yeah, in Ireland, yeah. So he owns SPG
Yep.
outright.
Outright. That's his gym. All of them.
Is SPG not an international gym?
That's his international gym. He started SPG.
I did not know that.
No.
Well, I was
Learn
teaching.
something new
I
every
was
day.
teaching him how to drink creamy pints.
I bet he needed that.
Well,
as
I doubt he did. But it was a bit of crack anyway. But an absolute legend. So then we wrapped up the night and we headed into town. We went to the Black Fort.
Okay.
So we did, and that was an experience and a half.
Yeah. It looked like it was wall to wall absolute models.
There was women at it too. There was, yeah. As you can imagine, there
Because
was.
the video told a story that you walk in there and you're going to be draped in absolute units of women.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just the marketing that they go for, but the women
No,
in that video.
Yeah, well, there
were
was a lot of good looking women there. There was a lot of models there, that sort of thing. As well, I don't know if you expect that in the Black Forge, but they were definitely there. And the thing is, with the Black Forge, there's 2 different sections. So there's like more a trendier version
Okay.
side, and then
the
there's
traditional
like
pub.
there's like a traditional pub.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've been?
I've been to. Well, I remember being in the Black Forge before Conor McGregor took it.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so it's like it's split.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think the other side used to be a function room anyway.
Okay.
They've just done it up.
All
now,
right.
you know?
Yeah. Well, it's A1. It's very trendy, very modern, great vibe to it. And there was a queue out the door.
Yeah.
So, but I managed to get in fairly quick, and I was met by Conor McGregor, and I have to say, he was the hostess with the mostest. He was an absolute gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy days. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. No, he was full of energy,
Yeah.
as you would expect, but he looked fresh as a daisy, great shape.
Yeah.
And he treated me with, like as if he knew me for years.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we went up and we done a few pictures. We done I don't know if we done a video or not. Well, obviously the reel happened or not. And then of course I got the Black Forge pint.
And how did that go down?
How did it go down? It went down too easy is what it went
Really?
down. No, listen, I was told when I had it out of the can, I've only had it in the can before, and I had it at the 3 Arena, and they were pouring it that quick that they were just into plastic cups, and they were pouring it that quick. It never got a chance.
Yeah.
Ever got a chance. So I was told, go to the Black Forge, get it out of a proper glass draft. And the verdict is it was absolutely spot on. Absolutely fantastic. As good as I said something here a few weeks ago about another Stout, Brennan's.
Yeah.
Just as good.
Deadly.
Just as good. So as
I'm not surprised.
as close, if not as good as Guinness itself.
Like, it's a well-established beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know Black Forge Stout is a new brand and it's a new stout in that way, but the brewery that makes it have been making their own beer for a long time. They know what they're
Yeah.
doing.
I would say they've toned it down a little bit
Yeah,
to make it more commercial.
palatable,
Yeah, more
yeah.
commercial.
But like that type of beer, like maybe they might have lightened it on the flavor a bit. It maybe is a little bit more flavorsome in their own.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. Oh well, not everyone knows why it's their own beer basically.
Yeah.
But they have a brewery involved. That is very reputable.
Yeah, well, it's probably like this. It's probably a mix between Guinness and Beamish.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Beamish is a little bit more hoppier or roastier than Guinness.
Yeah.
And I feel that this is in between both of them. Maybe a little bit more roastier or hoppier than than Guinness.
Yeah.
But all depending on your taste, the texture, the whole works, the creamy head. It was absolutely spot on. And anyone that says that it's not, I think they're doing that out of begrudgery. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
And
Well,
there's going to be that, and I
be
think
some
they'll know that themselves.
Yeah, there'll be some agendas at play from time to
exactly,
time as well.
Exactly. But as a stout goes, it's as good as as good as them all. What's did I see a question there from Liam? What's my favorite stout? I don't care if it's brewed up in the hills of Connemara by a Tibetan monk with 4 Mickeys, or if it's made in the Phoenix Park by a leprechaun. It doesn't make any. If it's good, it's good. And Brennan's, Guinness, and Forged Stout, they're on a par.
Fair enough.
So simple as that. You're
going
to get good and bad ones, no matter what. Beamish or Murphy's, no. I drink them.
Yeah.
But if there was a choice, and if I wasn't in Cork,
Yeah, fair enough.
So, and if it was a case of Brennan's,
Murphy's or Beamish?
Murphy's or Beamish, Murphy's.
I'd be Murphy's as well.
Yeah.
I think Beamish is just a little bit harder textured.
It's like Guinness for Grandad.
Yeah. If you had if you were smoking major now, Beamish would make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We'll go through some of the comments. They absolutely flying in. We might get to all of them, but obviously keep sending them through, and we'll get
Shannon,
to you eventually. Leo Nolan says counter down, hey. An absolute Hedgens. That's a new word.
Hedgens. Where's that?
Up at the top. Sean Perrell.
Yeah, I'll let you go through the
Bill
messages.
O'Reilly, a Cavan man like myself to start things off. Yeah, Bill O'Reilly is. I love that lunatic. That hot mic moment where he absolutely goes, "We'll do it live."
Oh, so is that coming on before
right,
everyone comes on?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
I've been playing around with a few.
Yeah,
things.
very good, Chris. You're getting there. We're
getting
getting there. We're adding dimensions onto it as we're working in progress.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out like a Google sheet, and you guys can send over clips and stuff like that. Just add them to the Google sheet for us, and we'll watch them. We'll review them. I think that would be a bit of crack.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Technology is unreal these days.
So shout out to James P, obviously sending us on a super chat, and a couple of quid there towards a pint at Christmas, which is really cool.
Thank you very much.
Leo Nolan, obviously in the mix again.
How things, Leo? Are you well?
If there's any issues with the sound, let me know. But it seems to be going pretty well today, which is...
Morris is in the house. Shout out to Morris.
Man. Morris is the man. Creamy fucking pints, James P says.
Morris is Morris ready for round 4? I don't think we're ready for round 4.
Morris is always ready. Morris would do that day in.
I know he would.
He
loves it.
And
he loves it.
It would get serious views because he has an army behind him that have been giving me awful griefs at times. But it's not the way. But to be honest, it's funny how when you put something out like that, there's lots of backlash actually out on the video, but the messages that have been coming in personally, they're just so balanced.
Yeah,
so
well, that's what you want. You want balanced. You're always gonna get people that just
they
fly off the handle.
And Joe, like I don't mind. Look, everyone's entitled to an opinion. That's why we're doing this. We want to hear what people's opinions are, even if they don't like me, or they do like me, or they don't like Cowboy. And look, you're here. having a bit of crack, talking about creamy pints. It's Christmas week.
It is Christmas week, and we'll talk about Christmas now in a
Yeah.
couple of minutes. Dilbert says, where did he say? Watching ye on a 70-inch TV on a Chromecast, can in hand. How's the form? Where the form
What a
is
man.
good. For a Monday, the form isn't bad at all. If I get a long run in the morning, I'll be away with it for the week again.
Happy days.
70-inch TV, fair play to you. Can you imagine us on
How we look?
70-inch TV?
I'd say we look good.
I'd say we look good, do we? You wouldn't want to see me yesterday.
Philly Dwyer goes, well for them having pints at the gig. Remembering Kilkenny show in the Protestant church, young Kelly.
I do.
0 pints, but still a class show.
Cheers, thank you.
Didn't someone collapse at that show?
Someone collapsed at that show. A lady who obviously had a few cheeky, creamy pints someplace because she was
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Nagging job.
yeah, something like that. I'd say there was a lot of alcohol consumed before she even got to the church, and maybe something else on top of it as well. And then her nephew landed in the middle of it, and it was a pantomime. But near the end, then she got up and she fell back. Pete does this thing where he gets everyone to. And next thing, she just fell back. I think she hit her head on the baptismal fountain.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and the ambulance had to be called. The guards had to be called.
Did you continue with the show?
No,
while the ambulance there,
we kind of did for a couple of seconds, and next thing I realized, no, she's not getting up.
Yeah.
So we had to pull it short, but we were nearly there at the end anyway.
That's killing it for you, lads.
And the sound that night was atrocious. We went
sound
down
issues. It's our thing.
Yeah, it's our thing. We didn't realize that there was nothing down there. There was no amps. There was no nothing. So we landed down with nothing, and it was a big. Can you imagine? It's a church.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the big? There was no ceilings. It was up to the top.
Yeah.
So we had to make do, and we basically shout the whole thing. But it was good crack, and thank you very much, Philly, for
saying that.
For saying that.
Do you ever drink Fat Frog anymore? No.
I don't think did I ever drink Fat Frog? I'm sure I did up in the buzz.
I've lashed a rake of them into me. We used to get them really cheap as well.
Yeah, what were Fat Frogs?
Smirnoff Ice, Bacardi Breezer, and Blue Wicked.
Oh, there's 3. Is there 3 of them in it?
Yeah, you'd get 2 pint glasses.
You could buy Fat Frog like pre-mixed. Yeah. It tasted like just like Fat Frog, the ice cream.
The ice cream, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were named after. Jack says CE Saturday. Yes, I'm going to be rocking the TF Royal in Castlebar with Alan Clark, Aaron Noon, Stuart Moyles, Kieran O'Malley, and 2 very special guests that I'm not allowed to mention.
One of them is not me. I'm just
one of them
making
is not
a video appearance that night.
You make a video appearance at all the Big News Coming Soon podcast.
I might turn up this weekend though for the.
Well, do. It'd be lovely to have you there. And then there's an after party I presume it's back in the Mantra again with Dave Duke. So that is some way to start off your Christmas really. 23rd. Louise Hennigan Cowboy, you definitely should get Garen on. Bring a bit of Ballina element to the show. I will definitely get Garen on. I'm going to be doing 2 shows with Garen over the Christmas period. And I will definitely get Garen on. I'll have a chat with him. I will have a chat with him, obviously over the Christmas period.
We'll get
so
something
it could be a good one to start off the new year, actually.
Yeah, we'll have some.
And you never know, I might even get Conor McGregor on.
Why not?
Yeah, no, we might have to travel for that one, but I can't see him landing down. Well, then again, you don't know.
You never know.
You never know.
Might have to, if that is the case, we'll have to get a bit of a crew together to make sure that Chris doesn't fuck up the sound or
yes,
the
indeed,
SD card or whatever. So, but apart from that, so
Jerry Rowe, go on the lads, first time listener beyond in Denmark on the wind turbines.
Oh wow!
Wow, I think that's the first person that's tuned in from Denmark. I was only in Denmark airport.
Really?
I've never been in Copenhagen.
Copenhagen's beautiful.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a cool city. City. It's very much Stockholm vibes. Obviously,
is it?
Yeah, Scandinavian cousins, you'd like to call them. You know, the Norwegian, Sweden,
of course.
But yeah, very.
Who were the true Vikings? Which country?
Denmark.
The Danes, yeah.
They were all Vikings. But like the ones that were the ones going out plundering.
The Great Danes
were the Danes and the Icelandics. think the Swedish Vikings kind of stuck to themselves more,
Okay.
but they've got, obviously
They
a lot of
had
historical sites.
some culture.
Oh, Uppsala. That's where the myths of the gods came from. Uppsala. Very cool. Very cool.
They were very conspicuous, or not
They're
not
Randy
conspicuous,
bastards.
Randy bastards. Yeah.
As they'd like to be called.
Now let me see, Johnny. What's the plan with the shows for the new year? The plan is we're going to do as many shows as possible. We're going to try and do bigger venues, but plan it out better. What's happening is we're only giving ourselves like 5-6 weeks to sell tickets. What I want to do is plan out bigger shows for later on down the year. Try out a new couple of venues with some new material. There's parts of the the show now that I can't see me ever changing, and they just work too well, and they're the kind of gags or the kind of interaction that works every time. And even if you've been to the show 3 or 4 times, they work. So I know I'm going to keep some of them in, and then change up. I think French Toast is going to change up his thing sort of altogether.
Yeah. He's going to be a new person.
He's going to be a new man. And
he's going to start drinking pints 2 at a time.
And also I want to get a bit of like media into it, like multimedia into it as well. So I think that's a good way. It's another dimension to it's another string to the bow, so to speak.
We've a lot of work to do. Louise Heenan goes, hold on a second, sorry. Lads, don't go down the Conor McGregor route. Wouldn't be good for the image of the show. Just in a bin. Look, again, there's issues across the board.
Of course there is, and I understand that, but I can only go by what I've seen, hand in hand. But look, he'd never come into a podcast anyway. So, that was just a throwaway remark.
Yeah.
But thank you for your concern. Is it Hinnigan or Heenan?
I would have read Heenan there.
Heenan.
Yeah. Well,
Hinnigan. It's the same spelling though, isn't it? Is there a different spelling? Let us know, Louise.
Hennigan, H-E-N-N-I-G-A-N.
Rachel Coyne says Sydney Opera House.
That's what
I would love.
I
think that's what you mean.
That'd be
for
a
a
handy
gig.
one for her to go to.
It would indeed. We bring the show, and you're probably the only person in Sydney that'd turn up for it.
I doubt it.
Well,
half of the country's down there.
That's true. That is true.
So.
Connor Walsh, I'm from Portrane in Fingal. Is there a Portrane in Fingal?
Portrane in Fingal, yeah. Portrane is.
I always thought Portrane was in County Down.
No, Dublin. Portrane, County Dublin. It's that's where the new mental health hospital is. I think J.J. Ratkins.
Okay. Where the Vikings went after Clontarf. Fingal had its own language as a result a long time ago. I slaughter pints like a Viking. Fair play. What's up, lads? Only saw Longacre on playback up North Tip. Yeah, it was brilliant. Brilliant podcast. Go check it. Go check it out if you haven't already. Wexford Opera House. Yes. How many does that hold? Lovely cans.
Wexford Opera House is supposed to be a proper venue.
Hinnigan has the I in it. Okay.
There you go.
My apologies, Louise.
We were going to talk about Christmas commercialism.
Yes, we'll talk about. I'm going to leave the comments down now again for another while. What is Christmas to you?
Like, it would be cheesy to say, "Oh, it's a time for family," and that's what it really is about.
Well, it is.
But it is overrun with like going to the shops, barreling your way through. I almost got bollocked by a woman for just mindlessly not moving with the queue.
Yeah.
I was on my phone looking down. She goes, almost absolutely annihilated me in Home Store and More because I was like, I'm buying a pillow.
Yeah.
Why am I getting bollocked?
And that was in June.
Yeah. It was actually Sunday or something. But I was just like it's sometimes it just like this time for giving.
Yeah.
Is really not a time for bollocking. Like
I think the whole thing has gone completely tits out. I love Christmas. I love
You
the
love
whole.
shopping though.
I love shopping. Yeah,
Like this should be right up your
but
street, and
it's turning into such stress for
gross.
everyone. Yeah,
And like then, like luckily I'm in a house where like, and like there's my, I've got nephews and stuff, and that's the focus in our house. No one really gives like we're all too old for buying each other presents at this stage. It's just if I want something, I'll get it.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
like,
That's true.
But
But
like,
it
and
is
there's-
it is
obviously
nice to
there's
give.
youngsters in-
It is a time for giving. But like, do you remember when you were younger and the excitement?
Yeah,
And it really
the
is. It
surprise
really is.
please,
Yeah,
Santa. That, like,
Yeah.
But like now
and the
it's
wonderment,
yeah.
and even the ads were better then.
Oh, way better. Like, but like, I don't think we were bombarded like the way we are now.
No, no. Like Christmas starts as soon as Halloween. In fact, it starts before Halloween.
Yeah. Oh,
Is
way
in it.
before August. I think
Which is
Brown Thomas
ridiculous.
has Christmas trees up in September.
Yeah. It's mental, and it's taken away. It has taken away the real meaning of Christmas. And I'm not just saying that about it. It's the birth of Jesus and everything like
I was
that.
hoping you'd go against me on this.
Yeah. No, no, no.
But
no,
like
no.
it's like it's complete. It's a corporate takeover now.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe that's always been the way. Like obviously the Santa traditionally had a green suit
Yes.
until
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola
That's right.
started marketing with the red one.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe and the story of Saint Nicholas is actually quite a nice story. He's actually a saint. He was a Turkish saint.
Yeah.
And when you start looking into that, you're like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. But he was a rich guy that just gave all his money away to the poor.
Okay.
He went around to where handed money out to orphan children.
Yeah.
So he was seeking out street children
Okay. Why was he
And
doing
then-
that?
because he was disillusioned with the money that he had,
Okay.
and he basically he just give everything away. He went from riches to rags, and that's why he was. Gotta say
But
to
I
the
feel
women.
now what's happening is there's a major pressure on parents, on people that if you're not having a good time at Christmas, well then there's
'Cause
something wrong. Or if you're not buying the best things,
Well, it's a
you know,
sad time for a lot of people.
an awful lot of people. It is a very lonely time.
Yeah, yeah.
It can be a very lonely time. Can you
And
imagine?
if you are watching the stream and you are lonely, always please reach out to someone, even if it is reaching out to us. But like reach out to someone.
Yeah.
Like we would never turn anyone away. That's not the way we are. But like, make sure that if you are feeling low this Christmas, and if you feel that you're under pressure, talk to someone, because it is a time full of sadness as well for a reason. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not-
100%.
And the pressure on parents to throw,
And
throw
anyone
money
that
around.
thinks that every family is going in and there's all sat around the table and everyone is tucking into their Christmas dinner at the same time
Yeah,
and everyone's sipping on a glass of sherry and a red wine and everyone's laughing and joking, that doesn't happen.
no, not at all.
That only happens in the movies. You might get a couple of hours during the day where everything runs smoothly and everyone's sat down.
Yeah.
But someone's going to be hungover.
Yeah.
Someone's not going to have got everything that they needed to get done for the Christmas.
Yeah.
Someone's worried.
There's always someone not there that was there the year before.
Exactly. There's someone that's maybe sick in the family.
Yeah.
There's a worry. There's a financial strain and stress at
Yeah.
Christmas time, and no matter how good your Christmas is, that stress is going to be there. You want to wake up on the 26th, the 27th, and you know that you still have the presents that you just have to
And the
give them
thing
the
is,
paper.
people know this, and then when it starts coming to Christmas week, it's just like it's almost like a herd mentality. You
Yeah.
go into Tesco's and it's like you see other people kind of jostling for position on the USA biscuits.
Yeah.
And you're
mental.
like, oh god,
But
can't miss out on the USA biscuits.
but the big shops have caught on to this. So what they do is
Yeah.
they do all them deals earlier, like into November.
Yeah.
Into November, beginning of December, and then everything.
The lead-ins
Yeah, the lead in,
massive, like, yeah.
and everything goes back up in price again.
Yeah.
So they're not big chains for no reason.
Oh, 100%. But then in Ireland specifically, the drinking culture in the pubs, like I don't even know if I don't know. Like if I like, obviously I'll get roped into a couple of nights out, but like it just gets it's out of control.
It's crazy. And I feel that
Maybe it's our age as well.
Maybe it is our age. I feel the weekends are just getting out of hand.
Yeah.
They're getting out of hand, and I do plan on having a big change for January and February. But we'll see how. I've said this before, and the lure of the creamy pints to be calling from about Thursday evening on.
We announced a couple of weeks ago that we were doing a fitness challenge over 12 weeks, and we have a name for it, and we were going to video blog it and and we haven't really. Well, like we haven't really kind of brought it all together yet.
No, we're not. So we're gonna start the new year with that.
A few personal things happened between ourselves, and just trying to get the logistics on it has been really, really difficult.
Yeah. So when we do it, we want to do it right. Is what we want to do it, and we just had a couple of engagements over the weekends, and as I said, the weekends are just getting out of control, and that's some. I'd love to be able to go out and have 3 or 4 pints and be happy with that.
Yeah.
That and Christmas time is probably the worst time to start thinking like that.
Yeah.
True. Lucky enough, in one way, it's lucky enough that I've only 3 shows on from now to the end of the year, but there are 3 big shows. There's the one in Castlebar on the 23rd, with Alan Clark, and then there's myself and Gary Noon are doing one down in the Eris Coast Hotel near Balmullet, and then I have my own big one in Claremorris Town Hall, which I'm really looking forward to, all 3 of them. And the beautiful thing about doing the Alan Clark one is I don't have to plan anything.
Yeah.
I just have to go there and be on stage for whatever length of time he'll let me be on it.
Oh yeah, but you'll miss your own show when you don't have control as well. So
100%. So
when you don't have your own show, it's like, oh, this is so nice, I just have to turn up.
Yeah.
But then if you were doing that all the time, you'd be like, I'd love a little bit of control.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And to direct it. And the one in Claremorris on the 30th, now that's going to be different because Fred Cook is going to be there. I have a big name coming in as well that I haven't even announced yet. He's going to do a few minutes as well. And also Alan Clark is going to MC it, and I have a couple of surprises throughout the night as well. French Toast isn't going to be there because the last time he was in Claremorris, he got banned out of it. He got banned out of it.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah, they didn't appreciate his nudity.
Naked.
Yeah,
well, that's okay. But
they didn't appreciate his nudity. So
we came into this world naked.
We did, and French Toast is determined to go out the same way.
I fucking hope so. The Morris the Long Acre says Steve is coming for a treat off grid. I'm hoping he lets you shares the bucket with you.
Oh yes, and that's what I would have loved to have talked about more. But
shitting in a bucket.
The 2 of you kept the chat go. The 2 of you just deviated. You couldn't stop arguing, so that went out the window. Morris lives off grid, no electricity, no running water in his cottage.
How long would you last?
If I had the phone, I'd probably last a long, longer than you think.
You'd only last as long as the phone battery would last.
Well, I mean, obviously he has to charge it up in the car or whatever. But it would be it'd be a great test to see how long you could.
I think it'd be great for you to put down the phone for a while.
Wouldn't
to
it?
be honest,
It would. My head is done, and I need to put down the phone.
The phone is a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you see, and again, we're bringing it back.
Necessary.
Bringing it back to the Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone is seeing these perfect pictures, and these dinners, and these presents being got, and again, for people that can't afford.
Do you know what? Families all like couples and kids and dogs all in one set of pajamas.
Yeah.
I want to piss on them.
Yeah. That's just sick. You have to think to yourself, what are they overcompensating for?
Yeah. What's like? She's probably got him cooked in the corner and fucking shagging other lads looking at him. You know. That's what I did. I said they're probably.
Are you speaking from experience?
No, but I can well imagine. I was like, they must be complete deviants.
Yeah, deviants.
Disgusting.
They probably have pampas grass growing outside the front.
Yeah.
And pineapples
getting
upside
pegged
down.
left, right, and centre.
I've learned all this from French Toast. How he knows, I don't know. The pampas grass outside the front.
That's a sign.
That's a
is
sign.
it?
And also, if you see is it a pineapple hung upside down?
Oh, really?
Outside? Yeah. Apparently,
That's it.
that's
Pete,
the sign.
That's Pete's tell.
Pete probably just be looking out for it. He'd just be
Fair play
looking
to
out
him.
for it. There was something else as well. Is it pampas grass? And there's another tree as well. Is it the monkey possum? Or one of them? If you see a couple of them in the garden, you know that's the house to look out for.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, that's the
traditional
knock and
stop on
shop.
the door.
Yeah.
You know, you're making
And there's
various claims
there's-
about flowers now.
Yeah, there's probably people that have pampas grass outside. Actually, my grandparents had
Oh,
pampas.
but they were the biggest swingers in town.
And I can guarantee you there was nothing untoward going on in that house.
Well,
Well,
you never
I'd
know.
I'd like to think so
It's
anyway.
the quiet ones, like
Drink sparkling water. EMCC. Drink sparkling water and pretend it's vodka. I don't even think it's that. It's just
yeah. Do you know what? You get tired being out when you're not drinking.
yeah,
pints.
you do because it's not that you can't be great crack, but you're listening to people that have drink on
Slobbering,
them,
like, yeah.
and if you've ever listened to yourself
Oh,
with
God.
drink, and I know this from even the other day. I don't know if I mentioned this in earlier in the podcast. I had to go and listen to a voice note of myself with a few drinks on to see what the person, because it was a couple of maybe the next day the person responded to it, and I was like, what's that about?
Yeah,
So I had to go and listen to myself with a few drinks on me.
trying to decipher what you were
Oh
saying.
my god.
But
I don't like listening to myself at the best of time.
Well,
that
Jade,
was
Jade
atrocious.
would definitely appreciate some of the drunken lives that we did when we first
Oh,
started.
we did,
this.
yeah.
Some
How
of
anyone
them were
listened to them?
brilliant.
They were, but how anyone listened to them is beyond me.
We'll have to try it again.
We
to see
will. We
what
might even
happens.
do one on Christmas Day.
Why not? We'll definitely do a live on Christmas Day.
We definitely will, yeah.
How much
yeah.
pints? We'll have one or two for the
We
Christmas.
might do. We
side.
might do up the place. Might get a tree in, the whole works. Might stay here for the whole day.
Hide away from everyone else.
What does most people do on Christmas Day? Do they go to in-laws? Do they go to family? Do they try and have it in their own house?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think we're having it in the home house this year, but I try and stay. I don't mind cooking. I try and stay out the Christmas Day preparations.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, you wouldn't be that type anyway. That you wouldn't get stuck into the cooking.
oh, you'd be surprised.
Oh,
Though.
maybe,
I'm a good cook.
maybe, yeah.
I'm a good eater too.
Well, aren't we all? Although I can tell that you're doing well. You're losing a few pounds.
Going the right way.
You're going the
We're
right
way,
direction.
yeah.
My dad got a beach ball one year, and it was burst before the dinner. He said, "A beach ball for Christmas."
Wow, that's a
well.
that's
It must
a
have
low
been.
bar.
It must have been. I tell you what. I got a computer once. Now this is when computers were coming out. I got a computer.
The same one that you couldn't put a bet on.
No. I bought that one for myself. It was a cold morning, obviously, and my mother put on the gas heater to heat up the room quickly.
Yeah.
And I obviously left the computer right beside the gas
yeah,
heater.
Yeah. That needed warming up.
Yeah. And when I turned around a few minutes later, when I came back to the computer, I was putting away all the presents, and the computer was the main one. I was putting away all the presents because I had this thing that one present was as good. I was a really sensitive lad. I still am a very sensitive lad. That I feel sorry for the presents that weren't as good as the other presents. I felt sorry for inanimate objects. Does that make sense?
It makes no sense, but it makes every sense.
Yeah.
It tells an awful lot about you.
Yeah. I felt,
about
I'm
the
very
people.
sensitive.
It's
People don't
about-
realize how sensitive I am
To inanimate objects.
to everything. To inanimate, I'd be feeling sorry for the football or the basketball if I was playing more with the football.
Okay.
Does anyone else think like that?
Please.
I used
if
to
you
say-
think like that.
I used
Jump
to
in
say
the
good
comments,
night. I used to
please.
say good night. I used to say good night to the ceiling, the walls, the pictures
Oh wow.
in my head. Like, I'd be saying good night to the pillow, to the bed.
Genie Mac.
That was only last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
No.
must have been absolutely off your trolley.
No, I did. I was a very sensitive guy. But anyway, Where are we here? We'll go through a few of these. Brown Thomas has their Christmas shop open in August. I would well
Yeah.
believe it. Baby Jesus, Gold, Frankenstein, and Shane Foley says there be ads for cream eggs on TV on St. Stephen's Day. Again, I'd believe it. Diane Stapleton, St. Nicholas. I want to know more about St. Nicholas myself. Shawnee says the real meaning of Christmas is gone, like the religious aspect of it, and the crack in the pubs. Talking to people you don't know, the Irish pub is struggling. It is. Well, I'd imagine the Irish pub is struggling. Now it's going to get a big boost at Christmas time, but again, it's going to be a quiet January.
It's the idea
and
is
February.
that needs to happen, or otherwise they'll all be closed by Paddy's.
Yeah.
So this boost sustains them for 2 months.
Yeah.
Which is nonsense.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks you could always say, but like.
But I think the religious aspect of it is gone even longer ago.
With the abuses in the Catholic Church over the years, and this generation has, not indoctrinated and not being guilted into.
Not being guilted into it. It's more for your own choice now, and
and that's just changed the way religion is being looked at, and that religious aspect isn't there because of, like, I wouldn't, like you would say, I wouldn't throw away a mass card.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't go to church because some priest is going to guilt me into it.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's more of a spiritual thing now.
Yeah, and people can be religious in their own way.
In their own way, yeah. And I mean, George Carlin has a great take on the religious on religion.
Famously atheist himself.
Yeah,
very much so.
But it's like they created a God who, if you do these 10 things, if you do any of these 10 things, you're going to hell, and he loves money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The religion and the church is two different things. Does that make sense to me?
Like it was like what Jimmy Carr said, is like they didn't help themselves when they were moving priests around like a bad killer whale at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, he only diddled a couple of kids. We'll move him a couple of parishes over. It's not great, like, know.
And there's some brilliant priests as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't all be.
Well, the one that
diddled
you was fucking lovely.
Yeah. Didn't touch me, but he fucked the shit out of the brother. But I have no brother, so
yeah, that's okay.
Rachel Coyne said it's the most wonderful time of the year for Tesco, Aldi, Lidl, Duns.
Oh, they love it.
You know what? You just give me an idea for a video there, Rachel. Stay tuned for more. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Kieran, did baby Jesus get the gold, Frankenstein and myrrh because it was his birthday or because it was Christmas? That is a very good question, Kieran.
Well, they reckon that he was actually a summer baby.
Oh yes, they do. They reckon that date on the 20. They say that they picked that date because it was just after something to do with the shortest day, and it was
a pagan ritual.
Yeah, look, a lot of these rituals, a lot of these dates are stemmed from pagan times,
of course.
And there's a lot of Celtic holidays, that are indoctrinated into religious dates and whatnot. What about midnight mass? Midnight mass that does be on 9 o'clock in the evening.
Did they have a midnight mass in town?
I think they used to.
Yeah.
They used to. And the last midnight mass I was at, there was a storm and there was no electricity in the church. Yeah, the place had to be lit up with candles.
That'd be quite nice.
It was, and I'm going to get into that now. Do you remember that? Years ago, there was a feeling when you'd done things. There was a spirituality to it at Christmas, and there was that. To try and remember that feeling.
The thing is,
now it's just another day.
Yeah, like the thing is, people
that you have to spend lots of money and get loads of.
Well, if you got something, there was value to it.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, look, this just the
sure,
way
that's,
this
you're,
way
you're
every
100%
house
right.
is.
It's Christmas Day every day now.
Yeah, like I could, like I if I'm gone away, I generally bring back something for the nephews.
Yeah.
And My sister's like, don't have to get something every time
Yeah.
because I'm away a lot.
Yeah.
But like, I like to see them
Well, that's a
happy,
nice
and
thing,
you,
yeah.
like, you do something. It's only
That is a
something
nice thing.
small.
You never bring me
Like,
anything, you bollocks.
Well, you don't deserve anything.
Fair enough.
If you turned up on time, you might get something. That's gonna be the incentive, guys. But yeah, like, because it's so, we see it all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
But like,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we like, if you want something, you just get it now.
Yeah. Even yeah, exactly. Even the foods, even them dinners, sure, they're every week.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Like,
Years ago, that even my mother would be saying that, you know, there was a thing about making the Christmas cake.
yes,
You know, there was
my
like
mother
excitement to it.
My mother still makes a
Yeah.
couple of Christmas cakes each year, and it's typically, I think it's my dad that's the only one that eats it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and it lasts
It's just
until
tradition.
it lasts
And
until
that's
February.
what I love, the tradition of it. A Christmas cake and a wedding cake, they're basically the same
Same
cake.
thing, yeah, very much.
You know,
Fruitcake.
a fruit cake
Yeah.
with icing on it.
Yeah, yeah,
And don't tell me any differently.
yeah. There'd be no icing on these ones now. That the one to make.
But you remember, like, even listening to Christy Hennessy, "I'm the Messenger Boy."
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a Christmas song, or definitely used to come out at Christmas. And you know, I'd love listening to them type of
but
tunes.
even like obviously the Pogues have a very famous. Those tunes would be like, the lead up to them was a lot shorter. Now you could be listening to Christmas songs
yeah, exactly.
November. Like.
Yeah, from November. It's huge to get them on first.
So there's actually no. It's almost like normal life. That period of normal life is never really there.
Yeah,
Oh, big lead up to Christmas.
Yeah.
From November.
Yeah.
Oh, Halloween's.
by the time Christmas comes along, people are just sick of it.
Yeah,
Like, you've blown the load out many times by the time it comes around.
100%.
I don't know why I said that.
I don't know. We were trying to make a nice whole.
Yeah, we were.
Christmas,
Yeah,
but,
sorry, I
you know.
shouldn't have said that. Rewind your ears. Where are we now, Jade? We should show the real Christmas on social media. Fighting in the kitchen, overcooking, turkey, kids sick of their toys by 9 a.m. 100%, Jade.
Yeah.
100%. Anyone that says that their Christmas is a postcard Christmas is talking absolute ring.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not, and I love Christmas. The thing is, I love Christmas. I have kids. I've kids that are growing up. I'd love to think that they enjoyed them and they were happy.
Well, it's for kids now.
It's for kids.
Completely.
It's for
like,
kids.
You made, like, if you are religious, you know, you have your moment on the day as well. But apart from that,
Positive energy is back. Did we mention positive energy?
positive energy is always there.
Yeah,
giving
thank you
us
so much.
full
I expect
support.
Christmas voice note from Stephen on Christmas Day, please. I will definitely get the voice note in. Jack Walls fall asleep on Christmas Day. I don't blame you. I would say it is one of the days that I don't drink. Not that I drink every day, but one of the holiday days.
The
that I
last
don't
couple
drink.
of years, I've had a couple of beers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you know what one of the loneliest days of the year is for me?
Christmas Eve.
No, New Year's Day.
Really?
Yeah, New Year's Day. I absolutely.
Is that because you're
hate it.
usually running a marathon?
Oh
With
well,
me.
that is true. That is probably the reason
Yeah.
I do the marathon on
Yeah.
New Year's Day.
Subconsciously. you
Yeah,
decide
over the
that.
last 4 years, and I plan on doing it again this year. And I'll do it for charity. But I'm also going to be doing a sea dip on Christmas Day down in Sligo with the Sligo Cancer Support Centre.
Very good.
And go check that out if you're around Sligo, and it's around 12 o'clock in the day. If you want to go in for a bit of a sea dip, we're going to go in. It's only going to take a few minutes, out again, job done, and it's all in aid of Sligo Cancer Support Centre. And then I'm going to do a marathon on New Year's Day, and I'm going to do it for the charity that I've chosen for the entire year, and that's Cancer Fund for Children. So, but it'll be a quick hit. I'm not going to keep plugging it. I'm just going to, because I've done so many charities so many events like that over the year, that I don't want to keep going back to the same people and keep pushing it down their necks, if that makes sense.
100%.
So whatever we raise on the day, that'll be it.
I see. What did I see there? Shane Foley. Midnight Mass was stopped in his town because there was too many coming in drunk, so it just was changed to 9 p.m. I think that's in a lot of towns.
I think that's in a lot of towns as well.
But like, drinking is different now than it would have been years ago as well. It's almost like that kind of getting absolutely off your trolley is much more accepted now.
Yeah.
Like years ago, like back when midnight mass was a thing, like back
This
in
is
the
midnight
50s,
mass on
60s.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I think I'd like because I remember.
But did they
growing
not
up-
close the pubs down at 10:30 on Christmas Eve, or most pubs did?
No, I think it was. I think it was always 12 o'clock.
I don't know. I think most of them now close at 10:30, and rightly so. I mean, at the end of the day, the people in the pubs have to have families as well and go back.
Sure.
It's Christmas is a very stressful time. The more I think about it, Diane Stapleton, 30 of us at one table pre 2020. Yes,
That's a
I
big
think
table.
Diane said another comment about COVID. COVID fucked up families. The most important time of the year, connecting, singing, laughter, and thanking God for everything we have. It did. It did. In 2020, it definitely did, and 2021, it was crazy.
Yeah, madness.
Where else are we? Sorry about this. I think
Sean Perrell goes, not a fan of New Year's myself. Always seriously hungover and wrecked from the Christmas and New Year drinking. I actually haven't been out on New Year's Eve. I sound like Scrooge.
yeah.
I'm like not going out.
I think
New Year's Eve has been. I've had a few brilliant New Year's Eves, but I haven't had one in years.
yeah. Neither have
So
I.
maybe this year might be a good one to enjoy. Maybe there's something in it this year. It might
Yeah,
be a
well, I'm
different-
definitely going to do the marathon, and I plan on starting off the year as I have done the last 3 or 4 years, and do the marathon, and it's a good way
I
to
will
start
do
off
that.
the year.
We'll enjoy that.
I do enough drinking during the year that I don't have to do the pig on it on around Christmas time, and like I said, I've 3 shows on as well that I'm really looking forward to.
Positive Energy goes, can you both give us a jingle on Xmas Day, a song about this podcast, please? That could be done.
I can, yeah.
We can do
I
that.
actually have a couple of little ditties during the week I'm going to drop. And see, this is the thing. I could have been working on that today, but my head was just mashed from the drinking over the
Yeah.
weekend.
Not the
It
first time.
takes me days to come around again, and you'll see that my content is just something to put up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And the good stuff will always come on like a Wednesday evening, Thursday, Friday. You might get one on a Saturday or Sunday. I definitely don't do as much as I did because you'd be afraid that like for what I want to say on social media.
Yeah.
You're always afraid that it's going to get your page banned, and of course we need the pages just to sell tickets. We haven't like I said monetized any of the videos, so we're solely reliant on that to sell tickets to the live shows, basically.
Exactly.
David
David McTighe is here. He's a first timer. Thanks for joining.
Cheers, David.
On David.
What is the
Fair
crack,
play
Chief?
to you.
You're a virgin listener.
You're a virgin no more.
Love New Year's Day. Karen. In what way? You love New Year's Day as in you love the drinking?
There's always good sport on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Great horse racing.
Great horse racing. You're 100% correct.
Great horse racing. Good
Uh,
football. There's always rugby on, I think.
Yeah,
I
but aren't the provincial
Stephen's Day
derbies?
is good.
Isn't the provincial derbies always on New Year's Day? Like Munster, Leinster.
Stephen's Day, isn't it?
Was that Stephen's Day? It's one or the other.
Yeah, it's one or the other. I think I remember going to see Connacht. I think it was Stephen's Day before Connacht and Ulster. I think Munster and Leinster play on Stephen's Day. Maybe
Yeah.
they do New Year's Day as well.
Maybe, I don't know.
Or switch around.
Must check that out. I do love the rugby. Like I said, soccer, I can take or leave. I can't wait for the GAA to start back again.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the
You
GAA.
need the hard take.
I do. I haven't been heartbroken in a few months. September isn't the same without Mayo losing in All Ireland.
Well, it won't be this year. It won't be next year either. It'll be
EMC
earlier than that.
EMCC 11:30 last orders on Christmas Eve in my town.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was earlier than that.
I think it's 11:30 in town as well here.
King ASAP. What's your favorite Christmas song?
There used to be one place open in town on Christmas Day.
Was there?
Yep, used to be.
I think. Well, I think there still
It's
is.
a hotel.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's a pub in town that does open.
And there's another. There's
A couple
pub,
of
the
backdoor pubs.
Yeah.
They're the backdoor man.
That would, do you know what? I've never done that, so that might be a sneaky one for this year. That would be good crack.
You think?
Okay, we'll
Well, you
sneak
never
in
know.
for
We might
one.
sneak in for one.
Because that
Well,
'cause I think
I
that's
say
what
I
we
say I
need.
don't drink on Christmas Day, and about 11 o'clock Christmas night, I'll probably be off my tits just
Do you know what?
just to
Like-
finish off the week.
But like
just,
that's what we need. We need a kind of sneaky point
Woo!
to add, to really get the juices flowing. Oh, we shouldn't be doing this. That's crack.
No. Stop putting
But
bad thoughts in my
that's
head.
our problem. We go out on the beer and we know that everything's at play. We
Yeah.
need something that is left of field for a change.
Yeah. See, that's it.
To
I
kinda
put
give
this.
us a
I've
giddy
put this
up.
pressure on myself. I made this rod from my own back. When I'm out now, like I said in previous podcasts, if I order anything that's not a creamy pint or a whiskey, I get looks.
Yeah, but let's be honest, right? In this town, they'd be giving you looks anyway.
Well, and not even in this town, but in every town. I was at a meeting, an important meeting, with this fella that came a long way, to have the meeting with me. And when I told him that I wasn't going drinking,
Well,
his heart sank. He nearly he nearly melted into the ground. So I ended up. That was at about 8:30 in the evening, and we finished drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning.
deadly.
Yeah.
That's a great meeting to have.
Yeah, so that's
I'd
what
say
that's
that
what
was
I
very
mean.
productive.
It goes from 0 to 1,000 miles an hour in
Yeah.
like that. So made a rod from my own back. Welcome,
Right.
David. Welcome, David is right. It's not about the presents, but more about being present, lads. John,
100. That's a great saying.
that is a brilliant saying, and I wish it was about that. I wish everyone could think like that.
Diane goes, Jesus, lads, just get yourselves a few mushrooms for Christmas.
Oh,
that would be so
stop.
cozy. That would be so
Few
cozy.
mushrooms, portobello job. Sat in front of the fire. Well, not too close to the fire if you're on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Absolutely
That
beautiful.
would be lovely. All right.
Vanza, how are you getting on? Just have the glass of red. You have it now, or you'll have it on Christmas Day, or you're telling me to have it on Christmas Day.
Either way.
Red wine is a different type of drink for me. It sort of mellows me out a lot, like really
nice.
chills me out. If I was drinking red wine now, I would do nothing else bar just sit in front of the fire, listen to a bit of music, maybe. Listen to music. I was going to say watch a movie, but I don't watch many movies.
You really don't.
I really don't, no.
And it's like, it is a Christmas thing to sit around and watch a movie.
Yeah, but it's just the same Christmas movies.
Yeah, but like, you haven't watched any of them.
Well, I haven't really,
So
but
it would be a
yeah.
new experience for you
So
altogether.
you never know. I might watch a movie over. I've watched I haven't not watched a movie.
To be honest, you wouldn't be able to put your phone down for 5 minutes to actually.
I
take it
would.
in.
I would indeed.
But you know what? I wouldn't mind going and seeing that Napoleon movie with
What
Joaquin
movie
Phoenix.
is that?
Joaquin Phoenix. He's in the cinema at the moment. About Napoleon.
He's a brilliant actor.
He's very good. Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, didn't his brother
Napoleon's story is
it's class.
outrageous. Like, it's so cool.
So
So I don't know if you've watched it.
we'll
tell me
talk
if
a little
it's
bit
good.
about Napoleon now in 2 seconds. Best New Year's is in Edinburgh. Do you know what? I was in Edinburgh for New Year's Eve. I went on a date once. And it was a lovely date over to Edinburgh. Well, I met the girl in Ireland first, obviously. And our second date was over to Edinburgh
Very flash.
for our second date. And it was absolutely great crack. They call it something different over in Edinburgh. Hogmanay?
Okay.
I think it's Hogmanay. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it was a great night, and it was good old crack, good old memories.
Yeah.
Edinburgh, beautiful city.
Yeah.
Beautiful city.
Yeah, it's good crack as well.
Yeah, Chris, that looks a good movie. I haven't seen that. I'm very surprised at that.
Oh,
I haven't
yeah,
seen the trailer.
It's been out for the last week or two, I think. I'm not 100% sure at this stage, but it does look good. It looks like good crack. Yeah, like, wouldn't mind.
Although EMCC Napoleon is 36 minutes historically accurate. Apparently,
Oh, really?
it's not, and it's over 3 hours long.
Mm.
That'd fuck
But
me
you'd
off. It's a bit like
you'd imagine there's a lot
Braveheart.
of action. You'd imagine there's a lot of action because he was the emperor going across.
Yeah.
leading the charge.
But I've said this before, and we're going off the Christmas thing here. One of my idols is, and this is a strange one because he was anti-Irish, well, throughout his life, but in the end, he
Churchill.
Arthur Wellesley, who
Right.
went on to become the first Duke of Wellington.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, he was
Phenomenal man.
Quite the man.
I read a book that was wrote in like about 100 years ago. It was old English. Now it took me a long time to read it because it was done in really old English.
Yeah.
So it was about the life of Arthur Wellesley, and
Wow.
there was some cracking stories in it. Like he has a love story and I think it's just phenomenal love story. Where he fell in love with this lady when in his youth, and he was considered the runt of his family. There was like 3 or 4 older brothers, and he was the runt of the family. So he had to prove himself. He was sent off to India, a bit of a cushy number to get him out and get him a bit of status in the military.
Yeah.
And he worked his way up. Now he was given
he bought a title or two, didn't he? Once you get so high, you can only get to the next level if you bought it.
I don't know if he bought it, but he definitely worked his way up through military. He was never defeated.
Yeah.
He had one bad night where he went in and he lost a few men, and it haunted him for ever afterwards. And also he had another battle that he won again in India, or one of them. Is it Sarandana or something?
Yeah.
Where he lost a lot of men, but he won the battle, but he lost so many that it haunted him for ages. He was the first strategist of he used to go in and he used to analyze the ground.
Oh right.
He used to pick his area where he was going fighting.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
What's good? Did he beat Napoleon at Waterloo?
He did. He beat Napoleon. He beat Napoleon's armies.
Yeah.
Often.
Right.
Yeah, and eventually he defeated Napoleon himself at the Battle of Waterloo, because he went in, he picked his battleground. He had this thing where he wanted to be higher and higher ground.
Yeah.
And he planned out his
how
battles before that. And
okay.
I don't know if it was Waterloo. In fact, it could have been where the undulations of the field or the area that they were, he used it to his advantage.
Oh wow!
So he let Napoleon's army over the hump.
Yes,
but
then kind of
it's like a big hill, and then it was down. But he was waiting for them on the other hill
side. Yeah.
So when they came down the hill,
they surrounded them.
They were down. They were able to shoot down on them.
Okay,
and Napoleon realized that there's a whole massive story behind
I remember that. There's a really good YouTube channel called Biographics, which does that. I've seen a couple of things that he's done on Napoleon. He did one about Napoleon's early excursions into Egypt, and and how he was there. He kind of got cut off from getting supplies.
Yeah,
he won battle after battle after battle from his nous and figuring out the terrain and stuff like that. And then as his men got depleted, he had to stow away and go back to France and leave his men behind.
Yeah.
Because he had gone through Egypt and he was on the way up the Sinai up to Israel, Palestine, and
is that the first time that he got extradited? Or
he had to sneak away anyway. But that was early in his career.
He was exercised from at the time in France, and then he came back with his followers and took it over again.
So I think what happened was that this was seen as an unwinnable series of wars, but he actually won them.
Yeah.
And that created a bit of a buzz when he came back, and that gave him enough support then to go on.
He was a very strong, and they reckon he wasn't like a small man at all. They reckon that's a myth. Do you know the name of his horse?
I can't remember. No.
Copenhagen.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day, we will definitely be talking horses.
We'll definitely be
I
talking
haven't,
horses.
I haven't told you why yet, but
Okay.
you know,
Fair enough.
we'll look forward to Christmas Day.
That is
on
great.
that.
I love horses. I love horses. We'll
What
chat
what
about
what
anything.
was your favorite horse?
My favorite horse, High Chaparral,
My chaparral.
Aidan O'Brien, won the breeder. Actually, dead heated the Breeders' Cup. Mile.
Interesting.
Yeah, but won a loader. He was just a great character. Anything that Aidan O'Brien trains, I love Aidan O'Brien. I love the trainer. I love the whole thing. His whole demeanor. He's a cool customer. The whole works. I'd love to get him on a podcast, but he's elusive. He's obviously a busy man. It'd be impossible.
Yeah,
It'd be quicker to get.
we'd
Conor
have to be
McGregor.
going around following with
Yeah,
the
you would.
mic.
You would.
Yeah.
He'd be too busy thanking everyone.
They'd be like,
and every horse is the best horse he's ever had.
might be able to get Joseph though.
Yeah, maybe,
Young lad, more in
maybe.
tune with the podcasting side of things. And obviously,
Wellington boots.
yeah,
You're 100% right.
the Wellington boots.
He did. Yeah. You're 100%. There's so much history with the Duke of Wellington. What else? Yes, Hogmanay. Tradition is all doors open and everyone welcome. Well, I wouldn't like to leave my doors open these days, even though actually my door's never locked.
True.
Never locked. I don't
True.
even lock my car.
That's also concerning.
Yeah.
You've
But it's the truth, though.
you've also left your keys in the car
In Dublin.
unlocked
In Dublin. Yeah, for
Like,
3 days.
yeah, I came back. No, I don't know how you didn't have the thing clamped
Yeah.
at a minimum.
I'd be very lucky. I'm a very lucky man when it comes to that sort of thing.
In fairness,
Napoleon was absolute shite. The movie was more about his missus than anything else.
I heard
Hugely
I
disappointing.
heard Shane, what's his name, Shane Gillis, talk. He was talking about Napoleon having sex on Joe Rogan's podcast. It was very funny.
Napoleon was having sex on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Well, it was described.
Oh,
in
okay,
detail,
sorry.
the movie. I don't think JRE.
I didn't think
JRE went back to the 1840s.
Yeah, I don't think
The
Joe Rogan was
1810s.
around that.
Yeah.
Any chance of coming to Nina or Clonmel for a live show? Every chance. We've done Nina a couple of times, Dave. We at any of the shows? We done Nina a couple of times. Even this year, I think we done Nina. Myself and Peter on our own.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, good to know. Dave O'Meara won't be going to see it then. You've talked me out of it as well. We'll have Mescal and Barry Keohan's attairing. Napoleon was compressed, subtly cinematic, masterful. Okay.
Very good. Yeah, we'll give it a go.
Cinematography, masterful. Sorry, Aidan O'Brien's is a few minutes down the road from my house. Tell him to get on a podcast with us for the crack. I'll even go down to him.
I'll go down and pick up the horse.
Yeah.
Bring it back here.
Keep an eye on young Rory Mulligan, first win in Dundalk lately. Is that a jockey or a trainer, Diane? Right, best mate, brilliant horse. Absolutely brilliant horse. Even if it was an English horse, I tend to go with Irish horses. But yeah you have to say best mate.
So he's a good horse.
Won the Gold Cup 3 times.
See the stars?
See the stars.
You'd like to see the stars?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, who doesn't like to see the stars?
He was quite the horse.
Quite the horse. Equine perfection.
Royalty.
Perfection
Yeah,
is what he was described at.
Yeah.
And then Frankel came along.
Frankel was beautiful.
Yeah.
The stride, the way he
But
was rode.
Yeah.
But
he only ran at a mile.
Yeah.
Whereas
And
See the Stars won 7 furlong, 1 mile.
Yeah.
At 1.4.
And Frankel was like, I know he retired, but like when he was retired, I think he still had more in him. I think there was more race to be run out of him.
Yeah, of course
But
there was.
obviously,
Well, they were being precious with them.
yeah, they were being very precious.
Yeah.
But like, and undefeated tag, or trying to go in undefeated was so what?
Yeah.
He would have been making bank
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
Cater
Star.
Oh, another class horse.
I love
Rudy
Cater Star.
Walsh's favorite horse.
Yeah.
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 I
paid my
Moscow Flyer.
Oh, unbelievable! I was gonna say, one of my favorite days racing was the day Cato Star and Overturn came in. Overturn won the plate in Newcastle.
Oh yeah.
He won the Galway
Yeah.
plate as well, and Cato Star won the autumn bumper or the autumn Cheltenham
Yes.
on the same day, and I had them in a double, 20 quid.
Yeah. You've had Overturn was a good horse for you.
Yeah, he had a few good ones.
I
Yeah.
had a 6-timer up once, but I think
Nice.
I'd save that for maybe Christmas
Yes.
Day.
Yeah, we
It's a
could
great
talk that
story.
again.
It is a great story.
So we can wrap this up here.
We will wrap it up here.
It was a great old chat, guys.
Thank you so much for everyone getting involved. Again, we've had a nice crew
Sure
in
have.
with us, and thank you very much for watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the Deadhead Drugs YouTube channel. And we have big things planned for 2024, but we will be back maybe once before Christmas Day.
Yep.
And
And
then
then-
we'll be back on Christmas Day, even if it's only for a few minutes to say hello to everyone. Because like that, maybe some people are lonely and they just want a human
not?
connection.
Have a bit of crack
Yeah. Right, guys. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, stay safe, stay healthy.
and stay away from yourself.
Good luck.